Hi, my name is Duffy Robbins. Good to see everybody there. I remember many, many awesome weekends with you guys up at Tuscarora Lodge, and so it's good to see some of you again. Thinking about, Kevin asked me to talk a little bit about what do you do when you've got those kids in Sunday school, and they kind of give you the Sunday school answer, right? You know, they know the Christian lingo. I remember hearing a story about the guy who, I think his name was Brent. He was sitting in Sunday school, and the teacher said, you know, what's gray and, you know, bushy, long tail, and eats nuts for the winter. And little Brent goes, I don't know. And the teacher says, come on, Brent, this is easy. What's gray and furry and has a long bushy tail and stores up nuts for the winter? He goes, Brent goes, I don't know. And his face turns red. And finally the teacher says, come on, Brent, now what's gray, furry, bushy tail, and stores up nuts for the winter? And he goes, okay, all right, I think it's a squirrel, but I'll say Jesus. That's what a Sunday school answer sounds like. When you're giving questions and the kids are sort of responding with these kind of Jesus, Mary, and how do you push them a little bit beyond that? I'm just going to make two simple suggestions. You probably even know this, but just to remind you, one is in the form of the question. I think one of the mistakes that we make is that we tend to get the answers we deserve. And what I mean is, if you ask a question that can be answered with a Sunday school answer, you're probably going to get a Sunday school answer. If you ask a question that can be answered yes or no, you're probably going to get yes or no. So part of it just comes in really thinking. Asking questions is a real art, and thinking, how can I ask this question so that I pose it in a way that it gives me a little bit deeper response. There are three types of questions that we use in teaching Sunday school. There are analytical questions, there are informational questions, and there are personal questions. Most of us tend to major on the informational question. You know, what was the apostle's name who, spoke at the Areopagus or something like that? And they go, Paul. You know, if that's information, that's good. I want kids to gain that information, but that's not going to push them very deep. Analytical questions are questions that sort of ask about interpretation, or say why, or would you have imagined that he would say something like this, or why do you suppose Jesus would say something like that, or what would that have, why would that have happened? That's analytical question. And then the personal questions are the ones that often move us farthest from that Sunday school response. Is, what would you have done if you were in a situation like that? It's hard when you're being asked a question like that to go, Jesus. And that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to push them a little better. So informational is good, but try to major more on the analytical and the personal questions. The other suggestion I'd make is simply to think about the arenas into and out of which your kids walk on a daily basis, and push them to think about how biblical truth plays out in those five arenas. The five arenas are, first of all, school. They live in school on a regular basis. Family, whatever that family looks like. Third is their friends of the same gender, friends of the opposite gender. Fourth is spiritual, and I mean that whether they're Christians or not, there's still a spiritual dimension to their lives. And then last is what I call the interior. That's the stuff that's going inside their heads, things they worry about, things they hope for, things they fear, things they're intimidated by. Every time you ask a question, to push it deeper, try to think about with them, what would this truth, what would this idea, what would this promise, what would this command look like if we massaged it in each of those five areas? Because that's going to force kids to have to go deeper than just the typical Sunday school answer. Nothing wrong with Sunday school answers. You're in Sunday school, answers are a good thing. But what we really want to do is get kids to really interact with the information in the Word, so that we're not just giving them information, but we're giving them transformation. Thanks for your ministry with those kids. Hope this helps.